What it do, gang? GANG, going after new goals. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's having the start to a great week. If it didn't start off so great, just look at it like this. You got the rest of the week to, bounce back and change that up. Just got here to the gym, about to go in here and get a chest day in. Man, make sure y'all doing something every day the future you will look back on, smile, and be proud of. Listen, life is full of trials and tribulations, ups and downs, peaks and valleys, good days, then not so good days. The key is just to keep showing up and putting your best foot forward. Just keep going in that positive direction and keep thinking positive, keep speaking positive over yourself and your life and those connected to you. It's all going to work out. You just got to have faith. Hey man, you already know on this side it's always and forever fourth quarter pressure, and you already know what to do. Go be great. What it do, gang? When we say gang, you know what we mean. GANG, going after new goals.
Hey everybody, it's the Rain and Pressure Holistic Wellness Podcast, and it is episode 2, so we definitely want to say thank you for rocking with us with our first episode, and thanks for coming back. So if you're new, welcome, and if it's your second time, welcome back to the fam.
And if it's your first time, go ahead and subscribe.
Hit that button. Yeah. So we just kind of wanted to give you a synopsis of what today's podcast is going to be about. By the time that it is released, the very next day will be Earth Day, which will be Monday, April 22nd. And so today we are literally going to be talking all things Earth Day. We want to know, where did it come from? We want to know why. We want to know why it should even matter, why we should appreciate the earth, and kind of what it means to us. And so that's what we're going to be speaking about today. And so, Aubrey, you want to hit us with the theme of Earth Day this year?
So yeah, the theme of Earth Day this year is the Earth versus plastics. So basically, they're focusing on like the whole thing with plastics, and I believe I saw that they're trying to eliminate like 85% of the use of plastics by 2040. So that's why, like, if you go to restaurants, you're starting to see like the paper straws and different things like that. So that's something that they're really focusing on, which is actually a good thing. I mean, I'm not a fan of the paper straws, honestly, though, but I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely it makes the drink taste a little bit better. I feel,
That's true.
But but yeah, no, not a fan of the paper straws either. They get soggy and it's just nasty. But just saying. But yeah, so planet versus plastics, that is the theme for Earth Day this year. And I just want to say, I actually have on like an Earth Day kind of themed shirt today.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So on my shirt, it literally says there's always a natural alternative. And we have the earth to thank for that, because the earth supplies us everything that we need. So where did Earth Day come from? Where did it come from?
Well, back in the 60s, there was a lot of focus on, just back then, I think mostly like air pollution was like the biggest thing.
The toxins.
So there was a lady, Rachel Carson, who actually wrote a book that was called Silent Spring, that really got a lot of people aware of the things that were going on within the earth and how it was affecting the earth, which got a lot of people involved.
And then they had the Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson decided to basically rally everybody together, and rallies took place all over the world, and that was in like 1970. And they said that literally by 1990s, that Earth Day was celebrated by like over 140 different countries, I think it was. If y'all see me looking down, it's because don't nobody just know this stuff off the top of their head. Let's just keep it real. We got notes. I mean, But yeah, so it basically, I'm just going to read what I wrote. Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson organized a demonstration to raise awareness about environmental issues. Rallies took place all over the country, and by the end of the year, the U.S. government created the Environmental Protection Agency. And then by 1990, Earth Day was celebrated by more than 140 countries around the globe. A lot of people don't even really know like about Earth Day. Let's just keep it real. And the only reason why I feel like it's prevalent to me is because I actually used to work with a special needs student, and he had a thing for dates. So like he could tell you what day something would fall on, whether it's this year, last year, next year, leap year. Yeah. Okay. So like his autistic brain, like that was his thing. He loved Earth Day. He wouldn't ever let me forget it, because it's always on the same day every year. And what day is that?
It is the 22nd.
That's gonna be tomorrow, y'all.
Tomorrow.
22nd.
Now, quick little info too about that. like she said in the I think 1970.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1968 there was the Human Ecology Symposium, which kind of jump started everything, got stuff going, and then something I didn't know, but like in April of 1970 there was a celebration, but then in March 21st there was also a celebration, and they actually took those two celebrations and put them together for Earth Day.
Nice. Yep. Yeah, I didn't know that. See, even he does his research and I do mine, but when you put them together, you get greatness.
Absolutely.
So why should we focus on Earth Day? I feel like it raises awareness of the need for us to protect the Earth. Like, we are self-sufficient on the Earth. So yes, planet versus plastics might not mean anything to you. I'm just gonna be real. Like, that's not my thing. Like, I'm not, it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't feel suit to me, but nothing against it. But for me, Earth Day is about protecting the Earth and being thankful for what the Earth can do for me. What about you?
Yes, definitely being thankful for it, and what it means to me, as well as when you think about it, the reason why they picked that date, April 22nd, is because they felt like the college students were going to be the most people involved, because they were the most ones who were trying to think about what is this Earth going to be like for my children or when I get older. So they didn't want it to mess around with like spring break and stuff like that. So that's why they also picked that date. And I mean, if you want to have an Earth for your children, or when you get older, you got to take care of it. It's just like your body. If you want it to last, you got to take care of it. So we got to treat the Earth just like we treat ourselves.
That's crazy, because I think I did read somewhere that they chose it because it was in between, like, when spring started and like spring break. So they try to have it in between those times. You never think about that. Yeah. I guess for me, it's think about it. So the Earth provides us oxygen for us to breathe. It provides us water to drink. It provides us the food to eat, and in a case like this, holistic wellness, it provides us our medicine. So for me, that's thanks enough to be able to be thankful for the Earth. I don't know about you, but it's very grounding.
Oh yeah,
very grounding. What's grounding?
Grounding, I can't give you the exact definition, but basically grounding is being in tune with the Earth, and you remove your shoes, you remove your socks, you don't want anything as a barrier in between you and the Earth, and you just have your feet on the ground, on the soil, and it's very refreshing, it's recharging, it's a great form of meditation for me. I've been starting to do it weekly now, and it's a beautiful thing. I love it.
So, I mean, I have my own definition of grounding, but I actually did look up the definition because I wanted to know what society explains it to be, and I kind of wanted to see if it matched up with how I feel like grounding is. And so it says that the idea is that when you touch your body to the ground, it dissipates static electricity and extraneous charges that are on you, while at the same time you receive a charge of energy in the form of free electrons, helping your body with the natural frequencies of the Earth. That's a lot of science talk, but if you think about it, basically it's saying that our body holds negative energy. The Earth is the positive energy. When we place our feet or your back or your belly or whatever part of your body with no barrier, like Aubrey mentioned, you're swapping that energy. So you're giving off your negative energy and getting that positive energy from the Earth, and it basically dissipates. And they've said that it really is helpful for like chronic inflammation diseases. And I just want to say, I'm here for that because I can attest to that. I can say that, yes, they may say that there's not enough research to definitively say, yes, grounding can help with chronic inflammation. But as a person who has chronic inflammation, I can definitely say that grounding helps me. So I like to do it, honestly, when it's raining. I'm just a little bit weird. I like to ground when it's raining because I like to feel it, that fresh rain fall. Now I don't want it to be pouring. Now let's just fix that. I don't want it to be pouring, but I want to feel a little bit of the rain, and while I'm also feeling the ground, because if you think about it, to me that's the Earth's music.
Absolutely, and it's not just a thing like you're saying. I actually saw a video where they had an electronic device that actually read the positive and negatives, and they did it with shoes on, and then they did it without shoes, and the difference was crazy. So yeah, get into it, try it.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, because if you think about it, like, okay, close your eyes and think about back in the day. Let's give it about 80s, 90s. Think about your big mama. Think about all of those people. Did they have shoes on?
That's facts. That's facts.
Definitely didn't have shoes on. His wife is from St. Lucia. Let's ask Kathy if she saw her people with shoes on.
Yeah.
Probably not. And it's like different areas of the world. I feel like they have different energies.
Yeah, and when we were kids, most time we outside playing, how many
Don't have
times
no
did we
shoes
have no
on. Yes.
So yeah,
You were grounded and didn't even know it.
didn't even know. It's probably why we had so much energy. It was just so happy all the time.
Yes, and that's why. Ooh, if you think about that too, and that's probably why on the flip side that a lot of the young folks now are so angry.
That's true.
Because they're not outside. They're not touching the ground.
Touch the
Like
ground.
you can let's just start simple. Lay out a blanket and lay on the blanket. But then just touch your hand on the ground. Even if it's just one hand, you're still touching the ground. You don't have to walk barefoot if you don't want to. I mean,
Right.
that's not for everybody. Me, I could care less. Kick my shoes off.
Yeah,
Get off.
I had never really done it, but now that I started, I just love it. The feeling is just, I just love it.
And you don't have to be out there for forever.
Oh,
Like,
no.
I think it was early this week, Tuesday. I started my day, dropped my son off to school. I went out to, it's a boat slip right off of Lake Street. And I like to see the water. I popped my slides right on off, stood there and drank my Starbies. Like, that's 5 minutes of my day.
Yep.
But that's 5 minutes of the day you're starting out in nature, in the fresh air, with the sun beating on your face and your feet touching the ground. That's positivity.
Absolutely.
Positivity.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, so that's grounding. Definitely, if you guys do go and ground, please drop a comment below and let us know how you like it. It might seem a little weird at first, but I can guarantee you, once you start it, you're definitely not going to want to stop. So I want to ask Aubrey, what are you going to do tomorrow for Earth Day? Like, how are you going to show your appreciation for the Earth tomorrow?
I'm definitely gonna do some grounding. that's definitely on,
given.
definitely on the list. Definitely on the list. And just other ways, just be appreciative. Like, just get outside, get some sunlight, get some fresh air.
Buy vitamin D.
Yeah, might go sit by the water. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy and appreciate everything that Mother Earth gives us.
So I looked up some things that they recommend for you to do for Earth Day, and I feel like it's the same old stuff. Like, go plant a tree. Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't want to plant a tree. Like, I like to hug the trees. I'm just saying, I'm a tree hugger. I mean, I
Right.
appreciate her, but I don't want to plant a tree. And everybody knows I have a green thumb. I mean, look at all these plants back here.
Yeah.
But I don't want to plant a tree because I feel like that's not a way for me to show appreciation to the earth. I feel like eating things sustainable from the earth is how I can show appreciation. So I'm about to put him on the spot because let me tell you, he decided he wanted to do a no meat challenge for the month of April.
Yeah.
First, I was like, I'm not doing that because I don't want to set myself up for failure. So straight out of the gate, I was setting myself up for failure because I didn't have a positive mindset.
With thought.
I felt like, I didn't eat much meat anyway. Didn't eat pork. I rarely eat beef. It was mainly like chicken and turkey. But then when I saw other people saying, well, what if we could like throw in some seafood? And when he was like, okay, y'all could do limited seafood, I was like, oh, no, you kind of speaking my language because
Right.
I could throw down on some shrimp now, some shrimp and some crabs and salmon. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna try. And I'm actually kind of really proud of myself. I've been doing really good. I even got plant protein in my smoothie today, bro.
There you go.
It was
There
pea
you go.
protein. Y'all, pea protein. First off, I didn't even know there was a pea protein. But it actually tasted really good. So I want to, can you talk a little bit about like where did you even get the idea from for that?
So I like to just do challenges randomly sometimes just to challenge myself because I feel like it makes you dig deeper and it allows you to see things you're capable of that you probably think, like you said, in your first thought, like I can't do this. But then once you get into it, you're like, oh wow, I actually can do this and it's not that hard. And I've done it before for 2 weeks. I did only fruits and vegetables, and I felt amazing. So I was like, well, let's try for a whole month. So here we are with a whole month, and honestly, I feel great. I'm not missing like meat at all. Like I don't miss it. Like I do like plant-based substitutes, which a lot of time when you think about like the meat thing, it's really flavor and texture. So if you can recreate a texture similar and the flavor, you'll be fine because that's all it really comes down to.
And he's good for doing that.
Yeah.
Now that in that aspect, I feel like I'm struggling because I tried, y'all. I really did. Now the pasta was busting, honey. Now that veggie pasta was busting, but the plant-based meatballs, it was.
Yeah.
I ate one. I was like, okay. Then I ate the second one. I was like, I can't do this. Like it was too chewy. A meatball shouldn't be chewy.
Yeah.
But it had like an aftertaste. So I was like, okay. So I don't think that like plant-based things are for me per se, like the veggie patties and like things like that. But for him and his wife, that works for them. And like he always says, find what works for you and lock in. So I've been doing limited seafood. So I did salmon the other day. I think another day I did a crab cake and had some shrimp. But I try not to do it every day because I feel like that defeats the purpose of the challenge. So I've been doing, out of a 7-day week, I've been eating seafood at least 2 of the days. Honestly, I've been drinking a lot. Not juicing as much as he does because I don't really have a juicer, but I've been drinking a lot of like protein shakes and smoothies and stuff, and I've actually been okay. I've noticed that the inflammation in my body isn't as bad. My spasms have kind of tapered off a bit, so it's definitely something to try to keep up with long term. It's just that you're with your taste palates. For me personally, I need to spread out a little bit more because I can't just eat salmon and shrimp all the time.
I got you. Well, the thing with even me with the plant based like substitutions like the Gardein or the Beyond Meats, I even try to stay away from those because it's still like processed.
Yeah.
So I kind of want so. What might work for you is something that I'm about to do. I'm actually going to invest in a food processor. And you think about it, you get your food processor, you get you some lentils or some mushrooms. You can make your own plant-based patties.
I don't like mushrooms.
Well, you don't see, that's the thing though. You can use whatever you want to make the patty. Season it how you want, and then you can work on getting the texture that you might rather have for it. Because I had a lady, Laconia Frisbee, who did some burgers that were plant-based, and that thing was amazing. She made it herself. Like she made
her food is good anyway.
Yeah.
Shout out to Laconia.
And yeah, shout out to her because now she took a hiatus, started working on things, so she's actually about to come back. She's really leaning more towards the healthier version because she wants to,
Yeah, there's not a lot of like vegan per se places around here. So I will say though, another plug: if you're in the Wilmington area, my cousin's fiance has a shop. It's called Delectables, and it is an all vegan restaurant. And she's in Wilmington, Delaware. And if I'm not mistaken, she has a vegan pizza that is now in their supermarket. I think it's ShopRite. Is it?
Okay.
That's
ShopRite.
it. So yeah, so her vegan pizza is in ShopRite, and she's in Delaware. So if y'all ever in Wilmington, Delaware, go ahead and Google it. It's Delectables with the Z on the end. She is a vegan restaurant, and when I say she's been vegan for a while, because even when we have family events and stuff, she makes like her own vegan dishes, so therefore she can eat with everybody else. So because I feel like it's one thing to cook the stuff, but I feel like it's another thing when you actually practice what you preach as well too.
Oh, yeah.
It makes a difference because you're eating it and you know how it should taste. So definitely shout her out too. But back to them mushrooms,
I love mushrooms. Oh, and quick shout out to somebody else, Queen L, on Facebook. She's raw vegan, and she does like I get so many of my tips for juicing from her because when I tell you she's like natural, she's all into it. She actually did dinners for Thanksgiving that were completely plant based, and it looked amazing. And it looked amazing.
Man, look, I see somebody post something. What was it? It was sweet potato. What was it? Was it sweet potato brownies or like sweet potato something? And I'm just like, I don't know. I like sweet potatoes in moderation.
Right.
But I just feel that if this is something that you are interested in, you just have to change your mindset. And so I like the way my body has been feeling, excuse me, since I've been doing this challenge. So it's definitely something that I'm willing to invest in to get whatever it is that I need. People always have the excuse of eating healthy is too expensive. No, because you can go and spend $200 some on a pair of shoes that you're going to put on your feet, but you can't take that money to put into your body. Where do you do that at?
Absolutely. And another thing, I know it's about Earth Day, but just speaking on this, like, let's stop waiting until we get sick or the doctors tell us we're sick or somebody that we love passes away or gets sick before we start trying to take care of
Yes.
our bodies. Like,
Yes.
let's
do it now.
Do it now.
Yeah. Let's do it now. You're gonna. I seen something. I wish I wrote it down. It said you're gonna pay for it either way. So, that's what it is. You're either going to pay your copay or you're gonna pay to see. I forget how it goes. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. The point is, you're gonna pay somebody. So why not pay your local farmers that are in the earth, getting that food for us, growing everything. You can pay to get your herbs from your local herbalist. Go to your farmer's market. There are so many farmers markets that are around here that you don't even know about. Your little produce stand is on the side of the road. Stop going to Food Line.
Yeah,
Stop going to Walmart.
Support them side stands, man.
In the produce, to me, I don't know, maybe it's a placebo effect or something.
Nah, it'd be better.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. You took the words out of my mouth.
It's the truth.
I tell you what, there's a place right next to Trident Seafood Market.
Okay.
And they got, what are those melons called? And I know you know what I'm talking about because I know you've had them. It's a cross between a honeydew and a there we go.
I love canaries. That's what I do. I love canaries.
Ooh, that's a cross between a cantaloupe and a honeydew.
And they're amazing.
Oh my God.
I love canaries. I didn't have my juicer yet. So now I can't wait to see what canary juice, just straight canary juice. Because I've done watermelon juice, amazing. I've done honeydew, amazing. I've done cantaloupe, amazing. Now I'm ready to see what just the straight canary juice is going to be like. I can't wait. You know, I'll be bringing you some jars as soon as I get it.
Because like I don't juice, not because I don't want to. I mean, I don't have a juicer. I feel like that's an excuse because I could just use a blender and strain it, but that's more work.
She's not gonna have an excuse because I'm gonna start weekly bring her juice, so she'll have it. She'll have it.
But I'm good for eating my fruit though.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll just take a whole bowl and just eat fruit. Matter of fact, I made a bowl of fruit the other day that to me it was like candy. It was cotton candy grapes, it was red grapes, it was blueberries and strawberries, and then I sprinkled a little bit of lemon juice and honey on top and stirred that bad boy up.
It is candy. It's nature's candy.
Yes.
It's nature's candy.
I'd rather eat that than...
and you, after you eat it, you don't feel like, guilt or anything. Like you can sit there and eat a big bowl of fruit. You'll feel good. Take that same big bowl and put like Doritos in it. You gonna feel guilty. You might feel miserable. Like
yes, and I'm not gonna lie, D'Angelo. He tried he tried to stick his hand in my stuff. I did one of these.
Look like back.
I said you got to get your own.
Get your own.
I said we teach the kids not to stick their heads to other people's food. He said, well, I'm not the kids. I don't care.
Right.
Well, stick your hand in my fruit. And yes, I'll talk about you. Well, stick your hand in my fruit.
Yes, that fruit, man.
Draw back a nub.
It's amazing, man. Fruit is. I don't know. I just love it. I love it.
Another reason to thank the earth. But yeah, y'all, we're not gonna, keep you on here long. And that's one thing about these podcasts that we're not about to beat you over the head and keep circling around. We're gonna say our piece and we're gonna keep it moving because it's meant to be educational, but it's also meant to be light and fun. We just want to bring some awareness to some of the topics that are near and dear to our heart. I will say though, I had somebody that asked me today. She didn't know we had the podcast, so I told her, and she was like, "Well, what do y'all talk about?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, it kind of says in the name, holistic wellness." Yeah. But I was like, okay, so baby, we should take the opportunity to just say again that this is the Rain and Pressure Holistic Wellness Podcast. So that means we're going to be speaking about holistic wellness. All things holistic wellness, your mind, your body, and your soul. And he doesn't know it yet, but in June, I'm really thinking about highlighting some dope guys because June is Father's Day. Now, yes, I also know it's Juneteenth, and we will speak on that as well, too. But I feel like that men are always overlooked. And this is the year that we're going to praise them, and that's what I'm going to do. So for the month of June, it may not be completely holistic wellness, but it's still going to circle back into holistic wellness, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Definitely got some people in mind. For sure, this guy here, because...
June's my birthday, so that's
listen.
perfect.
He's... Let me tell y'all something. He's holding out on y'all. He's got a lot to give. He's got a lot to say. And me being sis, we're going to give him that little push. And we're going to get it because... as a man, he has a lot of knowledge to be able to give to you all, and I feel that men's health definitely needs to be more of a priority than it is, because they're looked at that they're supposed to just take everything and keep it moving, and that's not the case. We were just literally having a conversation about that off camera.
Yep.
So I feel we should use our platform to speak on things that are near and dear to us.
Yeah, to have some serious talks with my fellow men to, take your health more serious.
Yes.
Go get checked out if something doesn't feel right. Even if it doesn't feel right, you should just be going and getting checked out. You don't have to always be the super tough guy. So, you want to be here to be around to take care of those that you love, to be the protector, the provider, but you can't do that if you're not your best self.
Yes.
So, yeah, we got to talk about it.
So get ready, because it's definitely coming. Our wheels are turning, and we're thinking of different things that we can bring to you. Again, we just thank you for rocking with us. Sometimes things might not always look the best. I mean, our first episode, although I loved it, let's just be real, the video quality may not have been the greatest. But as we progress, our podcast will progress, and you guys will progress, because as we learn, you're going to learn. So again, this is the Rain and Pressure Holistic Wellness Podcast, and we thank y'all for rocking with us.
Yep, go be great.
Hey. So there's this field that's out here by my house, and literally the entire area is covered with red nettle. Or they call it red dead nettle. If I knew that there wasn't any animal feces or pesticides or whatever on this stuff, I would forage it and dry it and drink it as a tea, because nettle is one of the best herbs for allergies, because it's antihistamine. So yeah, that's crazy. So when you're out and about and you're walking and you're looking at stuff, take a look and try to identify some of the weeds. Just like dandelion is considered to be a weed, but it is an herb that is beneficial for our health as well. So take a look and see what kind of weeds and medicine you can find in your yard as well.